Welcome to Grade 3, Week 5 e-learning. The goal of this week's learning is to solve problems involving elapsed time. As you read over the cover page of your child's packet this week, you'll notice some changes. In red, you'll notice that learning has now been broken into 3 steps. The first step will often be previous learning from earlier in the year or a prior grade level. This will be a building block and foundational for the learning in steps 2 and 3. In blue, you'll see a checklist has been added. This is for your child to indicate the pages they've completed. Note, it is not intended or appropriate for students to complete all assignments that are listed. Please communicate with your teacher about the steps and assignments to work on. In green, a sample task has been added for your child to check their understanding at each step. It is expected for your child to spend 20 to 30 minutes maximum on math each day. You know your child best. If he or she reaches a frustration level within one of the steps, pause and play a game or center. This week's learning focuses on telling time to the nearest 5 minutes, nearest minute, and then solving problems with elapsed time. In step 1, students will understand that the minute hand moves from number to number in 5-minute intervals. Students will skip count by 5s to tell time to the nearest 5 minutes. Students should practice telling and writing time on both analog and digital clocks. Most often, children incorrectly say this clock shows 2:50. If you notice this happening, have your child cover the minute hand and focus only on the hour hand. Say something like, the hour hand is not in the 2 o'clock hour yet, but it's almost 2, so it may be around 1:50 or 1:55. For step 2, students will add to their learning from step 1. Now they will tell and write time to the nearest minute. In this example, students are asked to tell time by identifying the number of minutes before the next hour. In looking at the hour hand on the clock, I can see it is after 3, but not yet 4. So it will be some minutes before 4. Just as before, students should count by 5s and by 1s, but this time they will need to count backwards from the hour. Your child can also connect skip counting on number lines to help tell time on the clock. The clock numbers represent 5-minute time intervals. In step 3, students will solve problems involving elapsed time. In this example, students are given the start and end time of an event. They are asked to find the elapsed time or time that has passed in between. In this example, students are given the start time and elapsed time and asked to find the end time. Number lines are a helpful tool for solving these types of problems. If Juanita got in line at 11:55 and waited for 8 minutes, I can show this by starting at 11:55 and jumping forward 8 times on the number line. Then the ride lasted 7 minutes, so I can show this by jumping forward 7 more times. The end time would be 12:10. In the final example, students are given the end time and elapsed time and asked to find the start time. Again, using the number line will be helpful in this situation. Because we know the end time, we can start there and jump backwards. The walk to the party will take 25 minutes, so I can jump back by 5s to show this. The stop to pick up a card will take 15 minutes, so I can jump back 15 minutes on the number line. The time they should leave to make it to the party on time is 1:20. In addition to all the lessons in your packet, you'll see that there are games you can play with your child at each step. This game can be played after step 2. Cut out all the cards, shuffle, and place them face down. Take turns flipping over cards to find matches. The player with the most matches wins. Also included in this week's packet is a fluency game that can be played this week or any week after. This 2-player game focuses on adding within 20 and even and odd numbers. One player follows odd street and the other player follows even street. Players draw 2 number cards and add them together. If the sum is odd, the odd street player moves 1 space. If the sum is even, the even street player moves 1 space. Whichever player reaches their home first wins. Remember to visit smathsmarts.com for helpful information and videos. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the latest updates to this website. Have a great week of e-learning.